One of the common issues when using AWS Fargate with AWS EKS cluster is that when a deployment gets deployed, the pods just go into the pending state and they never come up. In this video, we are going to see the root cause for this warning or error and how to fix it. I'm using a brand new EKS cluster as shown on your screen, and I have few default namespaces and a test namespace. In this test namespace, I don't have anything running as of yet. So now let's try to deploy a simple Nginx deployment. And as you can see on my screen, this Nginx deployment is a simple Nginx deployment with Nginx 1.14.2 image, and rest of it is simple familiar Kubernetes manifest file. So let's deploy it through our familiar kubectl command, and I'm just deploying it in the test namespace as shown in the metadata of this manifest file on your screen. This got deployed. Let's check. I'm just checking the ports in that namespace test. So it is just checking with our deployment, and as you can see, it is in the pending state. Now let's try to describe it. kubectl describe pod, pod name, and the namespace test. And it will show us the events and if there is any warning or error at the bottom of this output. So as you can see, we have a warning here that it failed to schedule it because the three nodes which I'm using in my EKS cluster have a taint, and this pod didn't tolerate that taint. And as you know, in the taints and toleration concept of Kubernetes, that if the nodes are tainted, then a pod should tolerate it. Otherwise, it won't be scheduled on those nodes. So what exactly this is saying? What this means is that in the Fargate profiles, we need to specify the namespace selector. So let me show you what exactly it means in more technical detail. So if I open my EKS configuration file where I created the EKS, so this is my normal EKS file where I'm creating a cluster configuration, specifying some VPC subnets, and this is the interesting part where I'm specifying Fargate profiles. As you can see in Fargate profiles, I have two profiles. One is kube system and the other one is crossplane. But in our Kubernetes manifest file, what we are doing, we are putting this deployment in namespace test. But as you just saw in my cluster configuration, there is no namespace selector in this profile. So what we need to do, we need to add a Fargate profile in this cluster with the namespace test. And the way you do it is to create a simple Fargate profile test with the EKSCTL command. Let me clear my screen. So my screen is getting clear. It is taking a bit of a time. So that's done. Now let's write our EKSCTL command because the Fargate profiles are at the EKS level. So we need to do the EKSCTL command. So as you can see, the Fargate profile is under progress and I'm using it with my cluster which is sample in this case and the namespace test, and the name of this profile will be test. In the background it runs a simple API call to the EKSCTL. So once that's done, now let's try to deploy our deployment again. So kubectl get pod, let's delete this pod and then redeploy it. Or we could even delete it from the deployment. I just want to check and show you that it is still pending. Okay, so kubectl delete dash f and our test file. So it will delete the deployment just like we created it. Now that's done. Now let's change this delete to create. And this time, because now we have added this selector or sort of a toleration for that taint, it should work. Let's have a quick look. So I'm checking that pod again in the test namespace. It is still pending. Let's watch it for a while because it takes a bit of time. And then in few moment it should be working. And meanwhile it happens, you can also go ahead and check the description of the spot to make sure that there is no warning this time. Let me control C from this watch and let's check the description of this pod. Describe pod, Nginx deployment, and our namespace test. Okay, so we don't see any warning related to scheduling, which is fine. This one we can ignore for now because we're not really using logging at the moment. So let's check the pod status again. It's still pending. It is taking a bit of a time to come up, which is fine. Let's wait for a few more seconds. And now as you can see, it is in the container creating mode, and that's it. So as you can see, both are in. The pod is in the radiant running state. So it means that after we created the Fargate profile, the error went away. I hope this was useful. If you have any comments or feedback, please put them in the comments. Thank you.